Welcome, everyone. I am so excited for you guys to be here. I have this she's a newer friend of mine, Diana. She is just an amazing, awesome person. I'm so excited. She was kind of having some technical difficulties, so hopefully this will be okay. I'm going to do a little intro video, and I will be right back with Diane. We're here. We're together. Diane, are you there?
Well, I am, but there's only one problem. My screen has now gone black. So I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do this is. I can hear you.
You know what?
Oh, it's crazy.
Well, tell you what, just go out and come back in, and I'll stall everybody, and we'll be okay.
Say nice things.
And go ahead and share it on your wall.
Say nice things about me.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna say tons of nice things about you. Okay, bye.
Bye.
You know this, yeah, she'll be right back. You know, it's really funny. Here's a live show, and you know, you get live shows and you never know what to expect. So welcome everybody. Diana's gonna be back. She was having some technical difficulties on her computer. The screen went black, so we are going to have her back here in a few minutes. I just want to thank you guys for being here. What she doesn't know is I've got some little video takes I'm going to be doing. And so you guys are getting a little, I'm going to be, I have this little, she's on TikTok. So I went and did a little TikTok share with her. So that'll be here going soon. And she will be here momentarily. Her computer went down for a minute. And so she's coming back. You know, hey, this is live. The TV show must go on. Let's see here. Diane will be here in a moment. Okay, so I'm just doing that little banner. She'll be here in a moment. So you're stuck with me for a moment. I want to thank you guys for always coming in here. Hi, Sandy, AKA Mama. Diana had to reboot her computer, and she'll be back momentarily. I'm just so excited to have her here. She's been in the industry for a while. Her story is very interesting, and she's got so much to share. So I'm really excited about that. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know if you've ever heard of Diane. If not, you'll get to hear her story here in a few minutes. Hopefully she'll be back momentarily, guys. Song and dance over here. I want to thank you guys for watching the show yesterday. That was really awesome. And here we are. I'm just waiting for Diane to get here. So, oh, there she comes. She's coming. She's coming back. I'm going to go ahead and play the little banner again. There she is. Are you back?
I seem to be back. I hope I'm back.
Yes, I think you're back. So yay. There we go. Yay, you're back. Welcome back. Welcome. I am so excited to have you here. I'm just keep switching the show around a little bit, and I made some little filters.
Thank you for being on my podcast. Fancy. I'm so excited for you to be here. And I really appreciate you.
Just trying to be all silly and goofy and whatnot. Diane, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. Well, hey everybody, and it's so great to be here with Lynn. My name's Diane Hochman. I live in Connecticut, home of the bear trees. We are done. It is November. Winter's coming, And I've been in the home business industry for 21 years, brought up my kids around my business, and now have, well, pre-COVID, I was traveling all over the place, hitting all the stages and stuff. And now I've just been snuggling up at home in a warm sweater and just doing meeting a lot of new people. So I'm thrilled to be here and thrilled to be connecting with your audience, Lynn.
Yeah, I'm super excited you're here. You're a pretty amazing person. I've been following you for a while, and you're just a true, genuine person, and I really appreciate you very much. So the fact that we don't know each other really well yet, and you trusted me to be here, that means so much to me. Truly, it's just so much fun. I had Michelle Barnes yesterday, and she was just fantastic, and she knew I was having you here today. So it's great to get you on the show. Now, I do a little bit of marketing stuff too, but what I love about your story is, I don't know when you actually started with your mailing list, and which, by the way, will have her list and newsletter, which I've been on for a couple years, and I don't delete your emails either. But if you will explain how you've built a mailing list and how some people don't realize the importance. Now, mind you, I've been doing my podcast for a month. Now, mind you, I did not know if I was going to continue to do this. I didn't know if being an introvert, I didn't know if I would stay doing this. And I've just, all of a sudden, I'm just hooked, meeting all these people and having such a great time, being, loving, laughing and everything on the show, that I haven't set up my newsletter and my webpage. So, and I have goodies to give people. I just haven't done it. So you can lecture me a little bit about that and explain how you believe in that and the success you've had with that.
Well, absolutely. It's interesting. I learned about email marketing literally before the laws, like the can spam laws and all the laws that you can't just email anybody, even existed. I was in the right place at the right time, met the right person. And maybe I was one of the most open-minded people, because a lot of people were like, no, the internet won't last, the internet won't this. Well, it's 15, 20 years later, and I don't think the internet's going anywhere. And now it's funny, well, nobody opens their email. So why do an email list? And the answer is because if somebody knows and trusts you and you're giving out good content, they do open your emails. And like you said, you save them. Many people save some of the emails I write. So email marketing, very important part of anybody's business, and it has nothing to do with home business. I watched during the original shutdown back in March. We got hit very bad out here, and people may be watching this 2 years from now, but I think we'll all still remember this period of time. And I watched all these restaurants and small businesses that didn't have any way to communicate with their customers. And they were on Facebook just desperately trying to connect with people. And if they had built a newsletter, they would be able to access all people at once. I sit down for 10 minutes, write a little note, it goes to thousands of people in. And yes, you can have a Facebook group, and yes, you can have a text list, and you can pick whatever venue you want, but email is the one that you completely control. And yeah, people don't open junk email, just like people don't open junk mail. But if you get a letter from somebody you know, don't you open it? Of course you do. You get excited if you get a real letter nowadays. If you get an email from somebody you know that's been helping you, of course you open it. So it's all in the mindset of the writer, and about, like your podcast, you're here to serve people. And wasn't it funny? You thought, oh, I'm an introvert and I don't know if I can do this. And then when you started to do it and you started to be with the people and help an audience, you got joy. Look, you're beaming right now. So it's about service to a group of people. And when you serve them, they tend to want to do business with you because you're safe. You're a known quantity. You show up every day. And that doesn't go on that often in the industry. A lot of people are very transient. So my email list has been my biggest moneymaker, period, over and out. And I'm the top affiliate at a very large company.
Yeah. And what's really funny is I didn't worry about the newsletter. And it's so funny. I'm like, I better do this before her podcast. I'm like, you know what? No, because I'm going at my own pace. And not only that, I was like, for me, I was like, I'm not going to do a newsletter until I really know that I'm going to keep doing these, that I really have the passion for having, a show. Because I had Matt Morrow over the other day and he had a podcast. It was, What's the Deal? And I said to him, what's your deal on YouTube? And he's like, well, Lynn, you do 10 podcasts and actually you're number 12. You do some podcasts and see if you want to keep doing it. So again, I've got even my business page ready, to share. And these are filming on there, but I haven't even given that out to anybody yet. I'm going to do my YouTube this weekend. It's like, I'm just, this is supposed to be for fun and joy. And so, if it's not joyful, why do it? But a lot of people are getting joy out of it. So,
and one day at a time. But here's what I'll tell you. Soon you're going to have a library. You already have so many podcasts. You're going to want to share them with people, and you're not going to want them to just die after, like today, I just shared it to my wall and so many people will see it, but you want to make sure you're able to send it again and reuse it and repurpose it and all these different ways to get things out to people. So you'll see, you'll actually want to set it up. And when you want to set something up, it's a lot more fun than when you don't. You might have noticed by my technical difficulties, my nickname for many years has been the Digital Dingbat. I am the worst technical person in the world. And when I don't want to do something and I have to do tech, I am just miserable and I am cranky. But it's interesting when I want to learn something, like this weekend, I learned something new, or in a week, I learned something new. And last night I hit a benchmark and I was like doing a little dance and it was something technical. And I loved every minute of it because I got into the joy of the people.
Speaking of, I waited to do this the last minute so that you didn't have time to check this out. But you're seeing this here now before you see it somewhere else.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
That's fun. And yes. And it's only getting worse. Talk about letting people see, like, I'm supposed to be Diane Hochman. I'm 21 years in the industry and I've spoken on all the big stages, and TikTok is like a new animal for me. And so, I have one video where I'm laying in bed where I was learning something. I'm like, okay, here's how you do this. Here's how I'm literally laying in bed. And I thought, what the hell? Who's going to see it? Oh, Lynn's going to put it on her podcast. Sure. Next, get the one where I'm trying to learn how to do something and I realized that I didn't pick up my makeup the night before. So I'm like making a video with smeared makeup and hurting me.
You know what? I don't know how old you are. I'm going to be 55 next month. And you know what? I think it's great that, I think you're Generation X too, right?
I'm 53. Yeah.
You see Generation X,
Yep.
And it's like, we're here to stay. We're going to make our plan. We're going to plant our flag on all these things, We're just going to have fun.
I just go wherever there's people. And there's a whole new generation. There's a whole different crowd over there. Usually I can move my crowd from one platform to another. And I keep saying, hey, everybody come follow me on TikTok. And I get crickets because half the community on Facebook seems to think that TikTok is controlled by foreign powers that are coming to get us. The other half think it's for kids. And let me tell you something. It is not for kids. There's tons of adults. There's tons of business people. I have learned more in the last month over there about business than I've learned in the last 5 years over here. And no offense to anybody here, but it's new, it's innovative, it's a different breed of marketer, and I am loving it, and I will make a name for myself over there. And what's really cool is nobody knows who I am. So it's just, Gen X lady, finding her way. And I hit 1,000 followers last night, which I was very excited about, because when you do that, now you're allowed to go live and now you can have a link. So I hit my mark and I was doing a little dance. Woke up this morning and had surpassed it. And I was like, this is it. I'm on the road. Are they the right audience yet? No. Is it, do I know what I'm doing yet? No. Will I? Yeah.
You know what? Being that I embarrassed you, and I did that real quick. I'm gonna embarrass myself for the sake of friendship here. I had Gen X Julie Anderson on, and I did these little videos real quick.
No, you got to do the dance. Oh, these songs get in your head. They're so addictive. It's crazy. I have all of them all day long. I'm like singing these. That's the Donald Trump dance.
Oh my gosh!
I have to admit, I haven't really danced yet. I've lip synced. I lip synced Rapper's Delight, which I think is a very incredible thing, considering I grew up in New York City and Sugar Hill is in Brooklyn, where I'm from. So I have done a little lip syncing, but I have not done any of the, what is it, twerking? I have not done the
When you do it like that, message me and I'll go ahead and try to mimic you. Let's duet that.
You'll do it. Okay. Well, you might be waiting a little while for me to start twerking.
Girlfriend, me too, but we'll keep each other accountable on there.
That's fun.
Well, I was born in Long Island, Bay Shore.
Oh, you New York. So you're
yeah, and then Syracuse, New York. I left 27 years ago, but I'm a New Yorker too. So
I've been to Syracuse as well. Orange all the way.
Upstate.
I went to school in Albany, so I know people from everywhere all over New York. I've traveled around upstate to the middle of nowhere. Once you've been to Oswego, there's nothing that will compare.
Yep, Oswego, Watertown, the whole thing.
Yep,
yeah, I totally agree. And that's what I love is just some people you meet and you just like kindred spirits. You just know they're your tribe, your people, and that's why I have you here, because you have inspired me a lot. I can't go to my emails without seeing you there. So you're your constant reminder, and I really appreciate you for that. Appreciate you for many reasons. But I did some Snapchats yesterday, and I kept a couple here that I'd share with you for you. So here we go. You're pretty smart. What are some things you learned that you wish you learned a lot sooner?
I love this. This is so much fun. I need to get one of these backdrops for my StreamYard too. You'll have to tell me who did it.
I did it.
You'll teach me.
Yes, Michelle wants to be taught too. I have to do a class with everybody I've had on my.
There you go.
On my
do
show.
A little tutorial. We'll promote it and bring all the people down to meet you and get to know you. Maybe we'll even build your email list. We'll set up a capture page in front of. See, that's it. We'll swap. I'll help you set that up, and you help me learn this, and we'll be good to go. So what do I wish I learned earlier? I always say to people, one of the first things I think they should do is start a list. And I happen to be lucky enough to have started one very early. I think, in fact, I'm going through it right now, truthfully, in this whole transition. And today, I don't know if anybody's into this type of stuff, and I'm not too woo-woo, but it's 11/11, 11/11 at 11:11 a.m. It's supposed to be, whatever it is. And I don't know about all of that. But what I know is it's a new time period. A lot has changed in the world because of COVID. Wish I had learned to stop worrying about the good opinion of others a lot earlier. I spent, and it's interesting because I've done really well, but then I went into a period where I was just so worried about, what if they don't have me come back? What if there's never an event again? What if they don't like me? What if they don't feature me? And the answer is, what if? So in the beginning, it might be you're worried about Aunt Tilly and what she's going to say about your home business. And then later it becomes your peers, and, you start to, we talk about, what do they call it? Fraud complex, or there's a name for it, where you think you're fraudulent.
Yes.
And everybody has that, everybody has it. Who am I? I've done millions of dollars in sales, but then you sit and you stop and you, what if I'm not this? Or what if some of my colleagues that started behind me have far surpassed me? You start to beat yourself up. Other people that were ahead of me when I started are gone. So it's all a story we tell ourselves. Absolutely. And I wish I had learned to manage that story earlier and better.
Yep, I totally agree. I totally agree. Thank you, Sandy, for that. That's a big one for a lot of people, but I think it comes from because, we have our parents that, kids are to be seen, not heard, and
Oh,
then
I
just,
grew up in that.
yeah, me too. And not only that, but it's the whole thing. Even back in the day, you better not have a kid unless you were married. I mean, like all these cookie cutter ways that we were brought up to be.
Well, can I tell you what really knocked me down? What really it was?
Go.
Um, 4 years ago, my marriage broke up. I had been married for 28 years and my marriage broke up. And that knocked me out of the water because you make your bed, you lie in it, and it's for life, and it's till death do us part, and all that stuff. Those messages I heard, I was the only person to ever gone through that in my family. And I spent a lot of time in business and on social media talking about family. It's very important to me. And then all of a sudden this happened. And it was devastating. And quite frankly, I wouldn't come out for a couple of years. And luckily, I had my list, Lynn, and that's my list and all my content that I recycled. But I largely didn't come out. And it was simply because I was mortified. And I thought everybody else was busy thinking about it. Nobody else cared. Nobody else
It's funny.
cared.
It's funny you say that because in 2008, well, for 15 years, I had my own lingerie and adult toy business and blah, blah, blah. Very successful, making sure the whole town was happy. I kid you not, I did over 2,000 parties, okay? But I was like the car mechanic. The car mechanic's car is the last one to be fixed, right?
Right.
And so, here I was going through a divorce, 2008. And, I was trying to figure out how to market my business online because I'm like, I didn't feel like being out there. I'm like, I can give so much relationship advice. I mean, a lot of babies are born in this town because of me, like what the heck? But, when your own relationship goes to the pots, it's
It
very,
feels,
very,
yeah. So that feels fraudulent. I'm busy talking to people about home business and putting dinner on the table for your kids and holidays and all that stuff that still is very important to me. But it was a very big adjustment period, still working on it to this day. And a lot of it was I believed that everybody else was worried about this and nobody was. Like everybody found out and it was like, okay, yeah, whatever. I got some emails. And after that, everybody just went about their business. Nobody cared. But I laid in bed worrying that, I can't do a video. They'll know, so,
Yep.
so, whether you get knocked down early, you get knocked down later, everybody goes through that period, whether they feel like, I see people, they're in the right place at the right time. They make a lot of money and it falls apart. And then they feel fraudulent, or they are in a program that gets shut down, or relationship issues, or maybe it's something with one of their kids. We do the best job we can, but if your kid gets caught up in something, that happened. So there's all these things. And so I would say, and my mentor tried to tell me, he said, and I've said this on stage, he said, you were born alone with a couple of people that loved you around you. If you're lucky, you'll die alone with a couple of people that love you around you. And everybody else is just passing through. And if you're making all your decisions based on people that are passing through, you're making a mistake. It sounded so cold because he said it very gruff. But when I look back over 21 years, the bulk of the people have come and gone. The bulk of the people have gone in different directions, and to sit and make decisions based upon all that, especially when we're in certain home business organizations, we think this is life and this is our family. It's not, guys. And I'm not being cold, and I'm not saying the people that you're working with aren't wonderful, but things will change. And don't let that knock you down. Keep going towards your goals and the things that you want in your life.
No, and I really believe, like, I truly believe that even after this podcast, we're gonna be good friends. You either have a connection with somebody or you don't,
Right.
And that's
and that's okay.
Exactly.
It's okay that not everybody's for you. You're not for everybody.
Exactly.
It's okay.
But I think what the blessing is to be over 50, and some of our, friends and family, and so many people didn't have the privilege to live as long as we have. And, I think we're at a position where we need to pay it forward to let people know that, look, it's okay after 50, and it's okay. We too felt the way you did at that age. But again, we wish we knew what we did. Hindsight's everything, right? And
Always
that's why I
that way.
love this. That's why I love this show, being Live, Love, and Laugh Out Loud, because the bottom line is, oh, Sandy, 73. There you go. She's 73 young. So again,
So
go ahead.
I was going to say, shout out to, it's my mom's birthday today.
Yeah.
And my dad had his 80th birthday on Sunday. And I'm so blessed to have both of them, and they're a riot. We were over there for his birthday. We just did just the sisters. We didn't do any extended because of due to COVID, the line of the week. But we got him some crazy hats and fun stuff. And I'm so blessed to have them. And it's funny because I spent a lot of time worrying about what they thought, and now I just want to soak up every minute of them. So everything changes. And as you get more mature, you realize as you lose people, as things, move around, everything changes. And then it comes down to the core of, what do you want? What's going to make you happy? Hey, Jack, what's going to make you happy and fulfilled? When you lay your head down on that final pillow, will you feel that you've said something, that you've done something, and that you've left something behind? And that's my big goal, because at 53, you figure if I'm lucky, I got 30 good years ahead of me. If I'm not lucky, I could have 2 minutes ahead of me. I don't know. But and I'm not saying 83 is on, but to be able to really get around and do a lot of stuff. And I want to use every minute of it. And that means I can't sit around and worry. There's somebody that will watch this podcast and not like it, and not like me, and maybe they like one of your other guests better. And that's good, because they got to meet the person and see the person that meshes with them and their ideals and what their beliefs are. And that's awesome. That's awesome.
And no, that's a blessing. Let me tell you, I lost my mom 4 years ago, and then my brother the year after. And so, and I'll tell you what, I don't care if your relationship with your parents are good or bad. It's something that when that happens, when you lose a parent, you relive your whole life. It just dreads things up. And I'll tell you what, you really don't know what it feels like until you realize, wow, I've had friends' parents pass away when they were young, and you didn't realize the magnitude. It's just like even when you have a dog that dies, until you've had a personal dog that dies or anything. I almost died several times. I mean, more than I can count. And it's just one of those things where your bottom line is that when you realize how empathetic you become when that happens to you. So enjoy every moment. Make all those videos. I saw the 80s thing, glasses and everything.
Glasses
take them to Snapchat. I have Snapchats of my dad. Make the squeaky, goofy voices with them. I mean,
that's my sister's job. She's a Snapchat queen. I'm the social media queen. She loves the Snapchat filters and all that and stuff. She's always doing that.
Yep, Naomi's got it right. No one cannot worry about people that. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Somebody or change happens. And so, like I said, that's the reason why I do this podcast, is when I'm gone, my kids can look at the video and say, oh yeah, that's my mom. But I knew about death when I was very young, and it really impacted my life. And I find and then I had a good friend die at 14 years old, and it's sad. It's sad when you realize that so many people aren't honored when they're alive. And if only they would have known how cherished and valuable, and the ripple effect. Diana, you didn't realize how much you impacted me over the last couple of years, and therefore I felt that bringing you here, let you know how much I appreciate you, is something that that's the only way I can repay you for that. Just having a good old time with you. Cherish your parents. Yep. And so happy birthday. We should sing happy birthday to your mom, but
my mom won't see this, because God forbid she touch a computer or an iPhone or anything.
Well, tell her.
Send her love. I already called her this morning.
Tell her we. So here we go. Here's a question for you.
Okay.
So have you ever gotten yourself in a pickle? What kind of pickle would you say you got yourself into? That you learned the most valuable lesson ever.
What did the pickle say?
I'll do it one more time.
So have you ever gotten yourself in a pickle? What kind of pickle would you say you got yourself into? That you learned the most valuable lesson ever.
I've been in a few pickles in my day. Gosh, what was the biggest pickle? You entertain yourself. I like that. I like that a lot. That you enjoy. You have fun. What was the biggest pickle? I've had lots of drama over the years. I'm trying to think of a pickle. All that's coming to mind was the day I was hosting it was a big event. I was a featured speaker, and we were hosting an event, a pre-event, a happy hour beforehand, and hundreds of people were coming, and I was the hostess. And there was a fire in the air traffic control tower in Chicago, and I couldn't get there. And I went through all this stuff together. Yeah, it's crazy. And I was flying United, and I got United to get me on the Delta. So I got there. I kept messaging the people like, hey, I'm probably not going to get there. It's not going to happen. I got there, but I know this doesn't sound like a horrible pickle, but to me it was, because it was mortifying, because I was very caught up in people's opinions. I was sweaty. I had been through all this craziness. I had to run through an airport, and I had no bags, because that was the deal. They could get me there, but my bags weren't going to get there. So I literally walked into the lobby of a hotel, and luckily I knew a lot of the people, and I walked in and I went, I need hair, I need makeup, I need clothes, who's got big boobs, somebody with something that will fit me. And I just walked around, and I went, you, to my room. And I begged them to let me into a room because it was too early. And I said, I need help. And everybody brought everything they had, and they fixed me up. And I only had a t-shirt to wear. And it was very kind of the person who even loaned me the t-shirt. So there's all these pictures of me at this grand party where I'm supposed to be the diva. And I'm in a t-shirt with other people's makeup and stuff like that. So I know that's not maybe the kind of pickle that you were thinking of, but
no,
it was
that's good.
Days where I was losing it. I was in the airport losing it. I was losing it when I arrived. I was losing it that night because I was waiting for the bags to be delivered, because I thought I was going to have to go to the event with no clothes too. And it all worked out, because everything always does, and people help me.
Absolutely.
And I still to this day, Renee Rushton, wherever you are, I love you, and I thank you for your help that day. It was crazy. So
if you
mother says, don't use anybody else's makeup, you'll get pink eye, and don't do this and don't do that. I don't care. I was like, dude, give it to me. So.
Well, it really does come down to, it takes you to be in a situation to realize, this isn't as bad as it could be. We worry too much, man. We just waste so much time. So if you could start all over again, what would you do differently?
Nothing.
I agree.
I don't organize my time.
There you go.
I'm the weirdo. Everybody teaches all this, the 5 steps, and get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do yoga and all this other stuff. I just am out meeting people and connecting with people, and I drive them into my list, and then from my list I tell them what I have available. I don't have a special schedule. I know I'm a loser. I'm not like all the other successful
people. Oh, don't say that ever. Don't ever say that again.
I'm being facetious, because people will look at that, and I go by my heart.
Good.
I go by my heart. What's my greatest weakness? Probably going by my heart. It's my greatest strength and my greatest weakness. I tend to stick with things a little too long. I'm a little too loyal. Sometimes the people that aren't loyal to me, I'm ruled by my heart, and it's the most wonderful thing in the world, because I've met the most wonderful people, and I've had the most wonderful experiences, and I've traveled the world. I've stayed in people's homes. I've also extended myself to people that really have bit my hand. So, it's both sides, and you got to take both sides. So.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I feel like the fact that you're able to say, this is what my heart tells me, at the end of the day, that's who we live with, is ourself. And if the decision made your heart happy, and you had good intentions, that's all that matters. That's how my philosophy.
Yeah. I'm pretty ADHD. or
Yeah.
whatever initials they have for it this week.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of darty, and it's also a great strength and it's a great weakness because I'll see an opportunity that other people won't see, or
Right.
I'll see something, like I'm like, oh, what's that? And on the flip side, it does make it hard to settle down. So like you could put me up and I could do a 4-day seminar and you would be stunned with no notes. I could do 4 days, not a single note, and you'd walk out going, oh my God, that was the best thing I've ever attended. If you ask me to create a product where I have to put everything in sequential order, like without humans, it's very hard for me, like writing a term paper. But if you put me in a group, I can serve them like nobody. So it's my strength and my weakness, all of that.
There you go. That's right, Nami.
That's exactly right. I really trust the download. That's why I don't do all of this heavy duty preparation and stuff. I tend to just let it be fed to me above and let it come out my mouth. That's me.
That's what's been the blessing of me doing this podcast. I was stressing at first. I'm like, Lynn, let it go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what Diane's energy is going to be like. I don't know if I should be really cute. I don't know this and that. And I'm like, don't stress. We're going to wing this. This is not a script here. This is just pure entertainment.
But that's what's nice about it.
Yeah, it is.
I hate when people pre-send me the questions and it's very canned and it's always the same questions. And I literally, one of the reasons why I had the technical difficulties because I didn't get my computer going early, which I should have, because I didn't want to see the questions if you had sent them.
No,
I hate it.
That's good. Okay, so here we go. Let's see.
So what is your favorite time of the year? Just asking for a friend.
Oh, I missed the whole beginning. I just heard just asking for a friend.
So what is your favorite time of the year? Just asking for a friend.
What's your favorite time of the year?
Well, the truth is it just passed. I really love fall. I live in New England and I absolutely love, that October when everything's vibrant. And then we get into this dreary part now. And then when Christmas comes, I'm happy again because the lights come out. So, and then you didn't ask, but I just hate January and February. And I usually travel and get out of the cold. But this year it looks like I'll be here. So I'll be here. So.
Where do you usually like to go?
Anywhere that's warm. Anywhere that there's an event that I can go to that I have a reason to loiter. It can be Florida, it can be Mexico, it can be California, it can be Texas. I don't care.
Yep, that's a good way to plan your schedule, though. My dad lives in Florida, so that's going to be where I go in the winters here in a few years. So, what's the best advice you can give?
The best advice that I was given, I will give to you guys. If you'd only do what you already know how to do, things will change. We tend to think that there's some secret thing that's out there that when we find it out, that's when things will be good. And that's not true. It's do what you know how to do now. Okay. And then what happens is the next thing shows up. So when I started, it was dialing a phone. It was, licking a stamp. You don't have to lick them anymore. It was doing manual things. And then I learned what an autoresponder was. And then I learned what this was. And I learned what that was because it shows up when you're in action. So people think, people go, I can't go live. I'm like, why not? You just open this up, you hit a button and you press start. It's not that hard. But what about this? Or Lynn has a fancy background, or she has fancy, Snapchat things, and I don't know how to play videos in here. I'll learn one of these days. I have StreamYard, so we sit and think I can't until. And if you just go today, things show up, and that's what happened with me on Snapchat. I started and I was having trouble figuring it out, and then videos showed up and people showed up and they just started to show me, and I went, oh. So you have to be in action for the answer to arrive.
I totally agree that because I belong to this Grow Live Academy thing and that kind of, I invested in that. I was on a stage last year and I got to introduce the keynote speaker and everything. And he had this course and I said, sure, I'll join and whatever. And that kind of kept me accountable. But, it was supposed to be like 6 modules. He's got it like 115. Haven't watched all the modules. He goes, Lynn, you should learn this for StreamYard. And personally, I like to learn things myself. And then if I need help, then I'll be stubborn enough and go learn it. but I've had a lot of techniques for a while now. All my graphics I do on my page and all that. So I'm like, it's time to just not hide. A bunch of people know I'm a rock star, but I choose not. It's not about me. I grew up in theater and, being a stage manager and assistant director. So I like to, to be able to do that kind of stuff. So, I love your advice to everybody that do things as you're going, because I study too much to try to be perfect. And, that's just too much studying and not doing.
You know what's awesome? So you're a theater person. In theater, you have to rehearse, but be ready, because the night of the show, you don't know what's going to go down. And so you have to be nimble. You have to be nimble, because something in the set can change. Somebody's sick, somebody misses a line. You have to be nimble. So it's the activity and the rehearsal that makes you flexible enough to be nimble, to compensate when something's up. And so it's the same, like, today I had a technical difficulty. You're like, no problem. Go and come back. I'll start. Because the show must go on. And what did I say to you? I said, no, it's scheduled and you have viewers coming. We have to start. I was ready to use another device, because I've been in enough things and enough performances, so to speak, to know you just got to go. You just got to go.
I had Robert Hollis 6 minutes before my show say he couldn't make it. I was like, and well, he ended up showing up the other day and it was great, but we rescheduled. But the point is like, you know what? He goes, well, we can do it later this afternoon. I'm like, dude, I'll do a song and dance. I don't care, but I'm going to show up for my fans that say, Lynn, you thought, and that's just it. People don't, it's just like people rehearse for a wedding or this and that. And the bride's always like, oh my gosh, this didn't happen. Who knew what was going to happen anyways, And I did all these lingerie parties and I'd always get nervous to talk in front of these people, but it was like, you know what? It's going to be okay. They don't really know what I got to say or what I don't got to say, So it's it is whatever it is.
And you never know who you got in there. That must be pretty funny. You don't know if you got the uptight lady that everybody's like, they didn't tell her what she was coming to, or
girl, people would like drink and drink. They walk in there so freaking scared. I'll tell you what, I could tell stories. Matter of fact, on one of my days, I'm gonna tell some pleasure party stories.
You should, because people are so.
They're so uptight. It cracks me up. Even
there's such a spectrum though, because some people are like over the top and like, look, I don't want to know that. It's a little too much information. Thank you very much. And then other people are like, and it's like, you don't know what you're gonna get.
No, and that's the whole funny thing in life. Life is that way. You just can't be fretting over things, and you just have to go with the flow. Being that I put you on the spot and everything, I'm gonna share this other little TikTok thing that I did. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm showing this, but here we go.
Do it.
Did you get to see it?
Isn't it great that a lot of the older people, there's like lots of people in their 90s doing TikToks and they become stars. It's phenomenal. Everybody says, oh, it's only teenagers. I'm like, not so much,
Oh my gosh.
I like that you figured out the duet. I haven't done a duet yet.
Well, it's just that little arrow thing. You hit that, and you hit the duet, and you hit play, and you do whatever. It's super.
I just haven't done one yet.
Well, I did that like half an hour before my show with TikTok sensation, because I was like, I just got to do something here. So let me see here. What do we got? Yeah, I can't believe I'm showing that. But you know what? You won't see that on my regular Facebook. I figured if you come and watch my podcast and you've been here long enough, you deserve seeing something silly, because it's all about living, loving, laughing out loud and not taking us seriously. So,
that's why I like TikTok, because on TikTok, on Facebook, it's just all day of all these angry stuff and bickering. And you go over to TikTok and it's just, you're either laughing or crying tears of joy, because you see these beautiful things with older people or with animals or stuff. There's so much happiness over there right now. And let's hope that it stays that way and that angry people don't come. But it's just, it's so much lighter.
Yeah.
So much
And
lighter.
people don't realize that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I went and got on TikTok and I got off when I heard about all this China stuff and all this. I deleted my account. And then I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna delete it because the reason why I'm not going to delete it and I'm going to do it is people forget the minute you walk out of your house, or if you own a house, people can look
No
where
such
you're
thing as privacy.
No, there
There's
is
no
none.
such thing as privacy. Gary Vaynerchuk says that. And the thing that's really funny is people insist that they want to be so private, and yet they put their information everywhere. So it's like a whole story we tell ourselves, and I just don't. I've been doing this for 21 years. I haven't had any problems. The worst thing that I've had is somebody tell me they love me, which is not a bad thing, right? If somebody's coming to get me, I suppose they're coming to get me. If somebody's not, one of my friends begged me to change some things, so I changed a couple things because they were worried about me. But all in all, I just love people, and I attract people that love people. And I'm not into a lot of conspiracy, people are conspiring to get us. I don't think anybody is. I think everybody's busy in their own stuff.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I think that people really need to get over themselves. And once they get over themselves, life will be so much better. People will hand out their info. Absolutely.
I
They
mean,
will.
do you realize just in 21 years, do you know how much personal contact info I have for people? Plus, I know their kids' names, their dogs' names, or this and that. If anybody's coming to get you, it's me. Coming to get you.
Oh, smack! The stalker comes out.
Yeah, I'll send you an email every day. That's a stalker.
Yep.
I'll congratulate you when good things happen and send you little love notes. People give me their address so I can mail them cards because I use cards in my business and stuff. And then people are freaked out when I send them a card. And I'm like, that's what people that care about you do. It's
Absolutely. And we'll make sure that in the comments we'll put your newsletter on there so that people can be getting your email. And
just put DianeHochman.com. It sounds a little scary because I don't have a giveaway and I don't have fancy stuff. And it's just me talking to people about my experiences and letting you know things I use and things I do. Yes, I do sell things. But there's nothing too hardcore in there. I do teach some classes and different things and help people down the road. And they're very reasonably priced. So that's what I do.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm just throwing questions out there.
Which of my vices or bad habits would be the hardest to give up? Chocolate.
Dark chocolate or regular chocolate?
Dark, woman. Dark. It's gotta be dark. Had some last night. Just a square or two, but yeah, dark. Dark.
Oh, what's the funniest joke? By heart.
I don't think I know any by heart. I'm more of a stand-up. I'm more of a I'm more of a what do you call it? The spontaneous people.
Yeah.
What is it? Improv. I'm an improver. I don't know any jokes. No jokes.
Oh, good. Yeah, look her up. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm just throwing.
These are good questions. I like this.
What does your perfect day look like? Whatever the hell I want, right?
It's funny. I have multiple versions of perfect days depending on where I am and what's going on. This time of year, because it's so dreary out. I don't know how it is up by you, but right now it's just like that dreary November. It's get up and have a cup of something warm and tootle around in my pajamas, which are kind of like sweats, and write a letter and then connect with some, friends and stuff and create some content and then cook something. I like to cook. And unfortunately it's only for me, so it's really hard to cook now. But I like that smell of something good cooking, like I have an Instapot or in the oven or something. I made a turkey for myself the other day, believe it or not. It was a small turkey, but I wanted turkey. It was like pre-Thanksgiving. So I made a turkey and then I took it all apart and I'm making soup and all these other things with it. But, and then lately this time of year, I actually like to shut it down early, because it's dark and throw a log in the fire. And, I use those fake logs because I don't feel like doing all the cleanup of real wood. So throw on a log, light some candles, watch some YouTube, and go to bed and read. So
Nice.
summertime, it's out and about. And my favorite thing, though, perfect day would be, and I'm lamenting still, it's even hard to say it. I love cruises. I love cruise ships. I love the ocean. And my perfect day is on a beach, on a Caribbean island. That's my ultimate favorite thing.
Nice.
Someday we'll go again.
Oh, well, I've never been on a cruise and I want to go on one someday.
You either love them or you hate them.
Yeah.
But I get the nice cabins. I don't get those little like shoebox cabins, you know. I get the kind that has the butler that waits on your ass. You know? Would you like to cook a couple strawberries, ma'am? Well, yes, I would. Can you bring me one egg on each side with, you know, 3 kinds of toast and a pickle, and you know, so it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Good. I'm going to ask you, what would be your superpower?
They usually ask you if you could have a superpower that a superhero has, what would it be? And I always say Wonder Woman's lasso of truth. My superpower is I see inside of people. That's why I'm a good marketer. I really, I was a language major in college, and I believe that every person has a language, their own language, not necessarily a different foreign language.
Right.
If you could decode what their language is, they fall in love with you. So I just spend my days figuring out what's your language, what turns you on, what moves you. That's my superpower.
Aww. Let's see. I got to play this again.
You guys can see, but my eyes are turning a different color every time I blink. And it's like me, like, oh my God. You know what? I was trying to figure out this darn TikTok crap.
You have been a really great sport, seeing how we're just getting to know each other. I have really appreciated this. We're going to wrap it up here pretty soon.
For sure.
I can't thank you enough for coming on here, and it says a lot about you and meeting people and trusting the fact that we've never actually gotten a video chat before. So
yeah, but I checked you out to make sure you were okay. I did. I'll admit, I could tell the first time I met you that you were just a heartfelt person, and I can tell by your audience and the things that they're saying that you're a heartfelt person, and that's what it's all about, man. It's all about helping people. It's not just about making a buck. I get so tired of watching people just, everything's about making a buck, and it's not. The money comes.
Absolutely.
It's about serving a group of people and then offering something that they want.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I like to put my guests on the spot, but in a fun way, and just the reaction and the laughter and and all that stuff. And I had a friend that I grew up with said, Lynn, I wish you had a personal page because you're doing a lot of business stuff. I'm like, it's funny. I don't think anybody knows what I do. Because I don't advertise
it's not inappropriate. I don't think it's inappropriate at all.
No.
Here's the way I see the two things, and I know you want to wrap it up. Your business page is like, imagine we were brick and mortar. You owned a hair salon. Your business page, right? And then your profile is you as the owner of the salon. Right. So the owner can go out and mix and mingle. The salon can't. The salon's in a certain place. So I don't see anything remotely inappropriate. What they don't want is you just putting link after link after link and pitching stuff. And there's tons of people that even do shows that sell stuff. I still don't think that's inappropriate because right now, especially you build up friends. And if you owned a salon and you went out in town and somebody said, oh my God, I need that shampoo. And you said, I'll drop some off by your house. That wouldn't be yucky.
Yeah.
It's not yucky.
I agree. But like I said, I don't really know where I'm going with my podcast, except that I know that I'm going to keep doing them. And I want to get to know a lot of cool people. And I'm really jiving with my energy as far as who I think, has impacted me in any way or that I appreciate is to be on my show. And, I really am enjoying that. I don't have my newsletter set up yet. I will. I have my friend. She's like, Lynn, you better get this done before whatever. And it's like, you know what? that's not my motive for doing this. So of course, I'm just excited for whatever does come down the pike.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do recommend that you set up an autoresponder though, because that way you can let people know who your next guest is and stuff like
Exactly.
that. Just a way to get
Exactly.
the word out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've been just doing it as a surprise thing as far as lately. Like I'm having Austin Zuloff on Friday.
Oh,
So,
that's great.
He's not had a Facebook presence in a little bit, but he's always saying it's the best day of my life. So we're gonna bring that.
It's interesting because notice that you're getting all of these very big names, and everybody thinks, oh no, they'll never do it. And it's really about your energy and your enthusiasm that people are saying yes. And my biggest pet peeve, and I'll close with this, is when people ask me to do an interview and then they don't release it. It drives me crazy, and it happens all the time. They're like, will you be on my podcast or will you let me interview you? Now, this happens to be live, but a lot of them aren't. And then they don't release it. And I'm like, I just wasted an hour of my time. Use it, utilize it.
Yes.
Utilize it.
No, you're going to be on YouTube. You're going to be on my entertainment page. You're going to be like all over. And I actually, yeah. And what's really nice is I'm actually going to have you on my trailer.
And I'm not even worried about that. I mean, there was some people here today that got value out of it, and that's enough for me. But it's like, don't record it and stick it in the closet.
No,
Nona, check out my Nona just said she needs to learn autoresponder. Check out my just get on my newsletter. I do little courses on it all the time.
Nice.
Really, like, we set it up, it's very quick and easy.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of technical fancy stuff. I do like the basics for people who just need the basics. Because a lot of people, they teach it in this, like, it makes my head hurt the way, I'm not an internet marketer. I just use the leverage of the internet. It's fun.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll shut up. I'm excited.
No, it's you guys. I want to thank you for interacting with us. Please share this out. Diane, I'd love to have you back in my show again, especially when we get some stuff down the road here. You've been great. I'm going to press one little video, and then I'm going to do the beginning intro video, and you stay right there, Diane. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate you. Don't waste people's time. Yep, time is very valuable. Absolutely. Thank you so much, you guys. You guys have a great day. Thank you for being here on your mom's birthday, and happy Veterans Day to everybody. What can I say? I just love you guys. So, okay, hold on. Here we go. I'm going to do this little thing right here.
Yay, the show is over. You survived. Congratulations. I hope you had a great time.